lot of local charities have been doing a lot of wonderful work empowering and supporting local communities. One such charity is Ape Lanka, and we have with us today Shaan Corea, who is the founder of the charity. Hi, Shaan.
Hi, nice to be here with you.
And nice to have you with us today. So we'll start from the very beginning. Tell us a little bit about Ape Lanka.
So, Ape Lanka is a homegrown home finance charity, and our whole purpose and aim is to have identified one division in Sri Lanka that was, in a sense, forgotten, where people were traumatized and affected very badly during the 30 Years' War. And my intention was to find this area and go in there and find out from the people what they need to study what was actually going on, and in partnership with those people, building a relationship with them and all the officials that work there, try and see what we can do to help them. And the first thing that we started doing is giving people water. I was just so horrified and couldn't believe it when I realized that all the school children didn't have dependable water and were depending on Bowsers to give them water. So we decided that we were going to not think, I want to give 24 schools water all of it at once, but we started doing it one at a time.
Okay.
And the interesting thing was, we had musicians sing, we had artists paint, we had celebrity chefs cook, and we had auctions with the hospitality industry just donating, weekends or 1 week at their place. And so in 18 months, we managed to give all schools in Punahari water, safe water. And yesterday was a very special day for me because we managed to go to the next division, the division of Pachiyapali, and install the first RO plant there.
Wow.
Yeah, and then maybe early December we will install another one. We have 14 to do, but same principle, one at a time, and we will get there.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly.
So you have a lot of fabulous projects that I'd love to actually break down and talk about. One of it was we grow our own food, which I thought was a great concept that you started. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So once we gave water to the people, we thought, it would be fantastic if they can grow their own food because they have enough land. Some of them have half an acre, 1 acre, maybe a little less than half acre, but there is land. And when we gave water, we had this project at the back of our mind and gave everybody 7 liters of water per person per day for cooking, cleaning, washing, and growing their own food. So we finished the pilot project, and 27 home garden owners were identified, predominantly women who manage the gardens with their daughters, and the husbands also help when they don't go fishing or when they come back home from work. But their project was fantastic. And I was really touched when some lady told me, she said, here's the passbook. No, I don't have to worry about my children's education because I save money from, growing my food. So actually this growing your own food, it has benefits in two ways. One thing is what we would think they can sell the excess crop, which they are doing, and they're earning 500 rupees a day, some of them. The other thing is because they have their own food, they save money. They don't have to go to the market and buy vegetables, or they don't have to buy maybe a little bit of vegetables. And they don't also have to travel long distances looking for vegetables which they can buy only maybe in the town. So that way also they save money. So all around the project has been very successful, and we've identified another 75 home gardens in the area that we need to plant.
That's wonderful, and especially with the rising cost of living.
Yes.
Really valuable project, I would say.
We should do that even in Colombo, grow our own food.
Of course. And I'm sure many people would love to start this initiative themselves as well.
Yes.
We also have the Give a Child a Bike project. Now that you were telling me, you worked with the ICCB to make that happen.
Yes, they helped us a lot with that. that also what happened is when I was in Punahari one time, just chatting with everybody of what we should do. That particular year, there were 250 children who had dropped out of school because there was no dependable transport. And we were thinking, how are we going to stop this? How are we going to get these 250 children back to school? How are we going to stop children from dropping out of school in the future? So we initiated this project, and from the inception of Ape Lanka in 2016 to now, we know the children who will drop out of school or may drop out of school because of no transport or dependable transport, and we give them bicycles.
Okay. So, since we was talking about the ICCB, is that how you first began collaborating with them?
I first began collaborating with them on that. I expressed that there was a need. I told them that I was really upset that kids were not going to school. I mean, just because they couldn't get there. And they came forward and they sort of really pushed the project and somehow raised enough finances in so many different ways through their charity event at Christmas and talking to prospective donors. And we were able to get those 250 kids back to school. And since then, ICCB has always contributed, and that has been their pet project, or the project they have taken ownership to, in a sense.
Oh, it's lovely. Then you also have Let No One Go Hungry. What is that project? How does that?
So Let No One Go Hungry was a project we initiated actually doing on the onset of COVID. And we were able to give rations to quite a few of the people, a lot of people there, enough rations to last them 2 or 3 months, because we gave 10 kilos of red rice, white rice, 10 kilos of dal and flour and things. But in the whole process of doing that project, I asked this question. I said, does anyone go hungry when there is no COVID? And we did some research and we found that whether there's COVID or not, or whether the country is stable or not, there were 50 families out of the 7,500 families that live there that are vulnerable, who are marginalized and do actually go hungry. So what we do now is every 2 months, we give these 50 families rations for the next couple of months, and then it's been going on now for about 1.5 years.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Great work you're doing. Another interesting thing you were telling me was about fostering peace through sport.
So we have this program called Fostering Peace through the use of sports and arts. So what we do is we have partnering schools like St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, Bishop's College, and quite a few other schools, British School and places like that. And what we do is we just take the kids from Colombo and they go and stay in Punahari, and they either play cricket or they play football. Oftentimes they just dance to the byline, chat with each other, and then the kids come to Colombo and stay in the respective schools' boardings, and they are treated. And it's a lovely atmosphere, because what we are doing is we are allowing youth who never ever met each other for 30 years or don't have the opportunity, or for some reason didn't go to the north or come to the south, they meet each other and they are building their own friendships and their own relationships, and they're breaking down all the boundaries that they may have built up in their own mind for whatever reason. So the communities are coming together, and that's wonderful to see. This a few months ago, Bishop's College sent the cricket team there, and I was a bit nervous, thinking, there's a petrol shortage. But Shamali, the principal, said, no, I want the girls to go there. I want them to go and see what's happening, because this is a very important national reconciliation initiative. And the kids had such a great time.
That is lovely.
Yeah, it was really great.
And I think there was one last project we wanted to talk about, which was Equal Chance.
Yeah, so Equal Chances is a project we initiated where we thought, these kids really need to pass the O-levels. They need to really be employable, because they are very intelligent, outgoing, capable people. But for some reason in that division, that there are not enough teachers and the facilities are not good. So what we did is, as a experiment or as a first step, we did 24 programs on the 8 parts of speech and listening and comprehension, which we produced on audio video equipment, and we gave it to all schools for the children to watch it as often as they can and learn from it. So now they want us to take the same program and go to the rest of the Kilinochchi district and maybe the whole of the northern province, which we are hoping to do from next year. But the fantastic thing is kids are learning, they want to learn, and the next subject we have identified is the subject I'm worst at, is maths. So there's a lot of things going on, and Equal Chances is a really good way to make sure that, you know, we give our children hope for the future, and that, you know, there's a really sound group of young people that we can employ into our companies.
That is wonderful. I mean, the work you are doing is just fantastic. You have so many such important and timely projects, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm sure loads of our viewers would be very happy to support this. How can they support your cause?
Well, they can support in so many ways. One of the biggest problems we are having this year, which we've not really had before, is the fact that there's a possibility that children may not be able to get back to school because they can't afford the exercise books. So we have come up with this pack which gives just the essentials, not the things that they would like to have but are not essential. So we give them a pack of 8 books, 160-page Monitor's exercise books, through which cost 1,300 rupees, so that we give it to them and they can actually get back to school. Good. So that's one really great way we can help, because that's the immediate need. And then of course the bicycles. And what really touches my heart, apart from the water, of course, is the home gardens. It was so lovely. About 6 months ago, I went there and I went with them and plucked all the vegetables, the bandakas, the murungas and stuff, and then sat with them and cooked.
Oh,
on
wow.
an open
Lovely.
fire pot, and we sat and ate together. So it was really heartwarming to know that, you know, they are working hard on the project. They are so happy to have their own home garden, and they are benefiting so much.
That is amazing. Now, your charity is one of few who are receiving the funds from the ICCB event. What will you be utilizing the funds for this time?
Well, basically what I will be using the funds for is the bicycle project, because that is what I always associate in my mind what ICB helped me to start and get it off the ground. And we have identified about 150 children who need bicycles there. So that money would definitely go for that. And then I would use it for the home gardens.
Okay, lovely. So thank you so much, and for most importantly for the fantastic work that you do. We wish you all the best. Thank you for joining us. And here's another reason you definitely need to visit the International Christmas Charity Bazaar, because they will be helping a lot of worthy local charities like Ape Lanka. So do visit it on the 4th of December at Golf Face Hotel from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.